I am her ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend. How long were we boyfriend and girlfriend?
For 4 years, Your Honor.
For
and
4
we
years?
lived together for 3.
You lived together for 3 years. And whose house was it? Your house, his house?
It was my apartment.
Oh, okay. So what went wrong?
I was looking for a serious life partner, and I didn't feel that he was ready to settle down.
Seriously, like to get married, have children?
Exactly.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
You're 30, and how old are you?
30 as well.
Okay, so you lived together 4 years, and what was going on during those 4 years that she didn't think you were serious?
I like to play pranks and make people laugh.
Right.
I guess she didn't think I was a very serious person.
So were you playing pranks on her all the time?
Not all the time, but
Like
sometimes.
what were you doing?
Like shaving cream on her hand while she slept and tickling her nose so she touched it.
Right,
Just
little things like that?
Yeah, silly stuff, just to
But must
make her
have been
laugh.
doing it all the time, though. Was he doing it all the time?
It was pretty frequent, but there were wonderful things about him. He was a sweet man, loving man. There were things that I did care about.
But you didn't think he was serious enough, though.
Yeah.
So he must have been doing something that made you think he wasn't serious.
He was very inconsistent in his work life.
What do you mean? He wasn't keeping a job?
No.
What do you do for a living?
Well, ma'am, I came to Los Angeles to be a writer, but you
Well,
know,
a lot
it's
of
very
people
hard.
did. But what are you doing for a living?
Well, I was a waiter for a while, but I got fired from that job, and I was kind of bouncing around unemployed for a while. She was taking care of the financial responsibilities. Yes.
Okay, so you haven't been able to keep a job? Was that the thing? He wasn't keeping a job?
Yeah, it was that. He liked to go out partying at night, and I'm more settled down and wanting to be like a serious adult. And I didn't feel that
he wasn't growing up fast enough.
He wasn't growing up fast enough for me.
Right. Well, you know, it takes men a while sometimes.
I know, but I can't keep waiting.
Yeah, keep waiting, right. You got a time clock ticking, right?
Exactly.
So did she ask you to go?
Yeah, I was pretty caught off guard by the breakup. I thought things were going well.
She had never told you that this isn't working for me?
I think it had been slowly building up for her, and it just kind of came out in one big argument at the end.
Right.
And I was constantly encouraging him to make changes, to write more.
Right. He wasn't writing anything?
He wasn't writing.
What does he write? When he's writing, what is he writing about?
He's writing horror films.
Well, people like that. It's all over Netflix.
Exactly.
You can't watch a decent movie
Who doesn't
in
love
October.
Halloween?
Exactly. There are a lot of horror movies out there, and I was constantly encouraging him.
Trying to get him
but he
to
would kind
do
of
that.
veer off in these directions. He got really into gardening. And so then I was like, maybe he should be a landscaper. I was really trying. I got him all these tools.
What a cheerleader for him.
I was really trying, and nothing really seemed to click. Exactly.
She was, but she didn't understand the fact that when she was out of the house at her job, I was doing those things.
Doing what things?
Writing and getting my name out to
Well,
people.
didn't you show her? Did he show you the stuff he was writing?
Right. I would come home. I work as a lab tech.
Okay.
And I would come home from a long day, and I would say, "Can I see what you've written?
Right.
I'm curious." Even though I actually really struggle with that genre. I have some fears.
You mean horror films? Horror
films.
and horror.
Exactly.
Books.
I actually have a debilitating phobia of clowns.
Oh yeah. A lot of people are afraid of clowns.
A lot of people are.
It's like the peanut allergy. When I was a kid, nobody had a peanut allergy, and everybody loved clowns. Now you can't eat peanut butter sandwiches, and you can't have a clown around
they're
anymore.
scary, and I can't watch horror films. I can't go to McDonald's. I can't do a lot of things that normal people can do. I can't even celebrate Halloween.
Don't say
at all.
normal. I think it's strange people that look at all these horror movies.
Okay,
because there's a
thank
lot
you.
of funny things that go on in horror movies. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But it's a big genre, and there's a lot of people that like that. Well, you knew he was into that, right?
I did.
Well, how could you, having the phobias and fears you have, end up with a man that loves horror?
Well,
And
a
clowns.
relationship isn't just about interests. You have to have the same
I put that
morals
part
and
of
values
myself to the side.
Right.
The reason I didn't share my horror scripts with her is because I knew that it freaked her out. I didn't want to be that kind of person.
But
to her.
she was thinking you weren't writing at all.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll never understand this idea of living with your boyfriend for 3 years. Ethan said it right. Hell no. Because how are you going to live with your partner and then say that they lack commitment and lack desire to move forward in your relationship? Like, don't live with them. Don't give them basically the luxury of having you in their life if they're not willing to work for it. I'm sorry, call me old-fashioned, but if you are in a relationship and you don't even see what you want in your partner, you don't see their work ethic, you don't see someone who is working towards marriage and having kids with you, don't be moving in with them.
So in the relationship, you asked him to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and where'd you go?
After getting my apartment, I got a job at a local nonprofit, and
what are you doing there?
It's working in healthcare. I'm a communication serviceman, so I try and help young people without healthcare.
Look how he got himself together once you put him out.
Exactly.
He just said almost immediately he got this good job. You didn't try to work it out, say, well, maybe we could try to work this out now that you seem to have gotten a little maturity under your belt?
Exactly.
Did you say that to him? Let's try?
I was going to. So I invited him over to collect the rest of his belongings.
Right.
But I thought in that moment we could have a nice heart-to-heart, and I could tell him that I'm like proud of him,
right.
and that maybe
you thought you might rekindle something?
I thought we might rekindle something.
Okay.
But
so you use the excuse, come over and get your stuff? So you're supposed to put all that stuff out, just so that nobody got a reason to come back. Just throw it all out, but you kept a few little things.
No, he was really upset when I broke up with him.
Okay.
And he was just not in the right frame of mind to be moving and handling logistics.
That's how some things got left
He
behind.
struggles with logistics sometimes.
It was hard for me to take everything and leave
right.
after.
Well, did you love her?
Absolutely.
And did you love him too? Yes. Well, it seemed like you might still love each other. Am I feeling that? Or was that the air conditioning?
I don't know. I don't know how I can love a man who brought me to court for something like this.
Well, we are going to get to that. Okay, so you go over to get your stuff. What happens when you go get your stuff?
Well, it had been some time since our breakup, a couple months, and I really took a look at myself after what she said about me being serious, and I got that job. I started taking some classes at a community college, but
I'd asked you to be serious for like months and months and months leading up to that, years, and like you didn't do that.
I'm just wondering too how all of a sudden you got serious.
I don't know.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Maybe the shock of it.
Right.
I maybe got a little bit complacent in our relationship.
Right. And you know what though too? You might have been enabling him. You know, this paying the bills and all of that. Sometimes you enable a person because, you know, you've created a soft landing.
We see this all too often in relationships where people just think that they have this cushy lifestyle where they can do whatever they want. And even though they know their partner is upset with how things are, they're not going to leave. And when they actually do, you're thinking, how did this happen? There were no signs. But in reality, she had been telling you for months to get your shit together. And you are over here saying that it was a complete and utter shock? Please. But the judge is right. I do think the defendant was enabling him a little bit. And I do think that there is a lot of truth in not doing everything for your man. Men like to feel needed and important. So when you're just literally doing everything for him, he's not going to man up. He's not going to take the initiative to go out and get a job and be the man you want him to be because you're allowing him not to be.
And sometimes people don't need a soft landing. They need a nice, hard landing, and maybe that hard landing is what made him wake up.
Yeah.
So she said, come over here and get your stuff.
Right. So
and you went over there, and what happened?
Well, that was the first time I had heard from her in some time. And, you know, up until that point, I had felt like I was, you know, starting to move on. Mm-hmm. But once I got that text, it was sort of a reopened wound.
Right.
And I thought I could handle it going over there, but
what happened when you got over there?
As soon as she opened the door, all the seriousness, all the work I've been telling her to just kind of faded away, and I shut down a little bit.
And you became what?
A shell of myself. I'm usually a pretty bubbly person, but I could barely look at her. I was just, all I could see was her face when she told me it was over.
Right.
He was extremely rude. He was extremely abrupt.
Like what?
I don't think I was rude.
What did he say or do? What did he say or do, miss?
He just said very little. He just walked in the door, didn't even say hello. I said, how are you? I tried to tell him that I was proud of him. He didn't listen. He just walked and got his stuff and left. And he didn't even get all of his stuff.
Right.
And I didn't even have time to really tell him, hey, there's stuff in the backyard that you need to get.
Right. What stuff did you get that time when you came back?
I was picking up mostly my writing materials, some
Well, you
plates
left
and
your
dishes.
writing materials there. You must have expected to come back there. How you leave your writing materials? That's like leaving your jewelry.
I had kind of hoped that I would come back.
Well, there you were, with it right there in front of you, with the door wide open, and then you just like.
I thought it would happen sooner. At that
Well, it was
point,
only 2 months in a 4-year relationship. 2 months isn't that much time to pass.
I thought at that point that she had moved on, and
You thought she had somebody else.
I did.
But was she acting like she had somebody else?
Well,
All that smiling and I'm proud of you and everything. Does that sound like I got somebody else? Oh, look how good you look. Oh, look at your hair and all of that. Did he tell you how good you looked?
No.
He didn't say that?
No, but I said I liked his new haircut and his mustache and, you know.
There she was flirting and you didn't even know.
I didn't know. I didn't think any of that when I came in.
What were you thinking?
I thought she was patronizing me, to be honest.
Right. So you had been deflated by the whole thing. It looks like you had deflated him.
Yes, ma'am. I had seen her on Instagram, going out with her friends and around some men that I hadn't seen before.
Oh, was there a new man involved?
No.
Nobody?
No.
Really?
Nobody but him.
I've really been all on my own, like running my errands and working and.
Are you still not with anybody else?
No, Your Honor.
She's still not with anybody.
I didn't know that, Your Honor.
Are you with anybody?
No, ma'am.
Well, he's still not with anybody. So that first time you came back, it didn't work out, you left.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I understand you invited him back again.
This time I really wanted him to get his stuff.
Oh. Come get your stuff for real. How much more time has passed?
This was a few weeks later.
A few weeks later. Why were you now determined, get your stuff and get out?
I really needed to move on. I was thinking about him a lot. And I was still taking care of the plants he had grown for us. And I was just...
So he did do something. Look at that. They were plants and they grew.
Yeah.
Wow.
They did.
Okay, so you said, come get your junk. Get the rest of it.
Yes.
So you go back to get your stuff. What happens?
Halloween rolled around. And
It's on Halloween now.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm doing an event with my nonprofit for the kids in the area, and I decided to dress up as a clown for this party.
Your Honor, I have a photo of him dressed as a clown. This is not a party for kids.
Let me see. This was the outfit he wore that day of Halloween?
It was a scary haunted house sort of event.
These are young people in their 20s.
Right.
This is not a pediatric event.
This looks like a clown. So there was a Halloween party, you agree?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so he had been to a Halloween party, and what happened?
So earlier that day, around noon, she had texted me to come get my stuff or that she was going to throw it out.
Okay.
And it had to be that day.
Okay.
On Halloween.
Right.
And, I was busy all day. I was working and setting up for this party, and I had forgot about it. And while I was at the party, a friend of mine who was going through a divorce mentioned something about having to pick up some things. And I remembered that I needed to go and pick up my stuff before the end of the day or she would throw it out.
So you went over to her house in the clown outfit?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, he left me on red for 7 hours.
He left you what?
He left me on red, like he had read my message, but he hadn't responded to me.
What is the expression you use? He left me what?
On red.
That means that somebody has sent you a text and you haven't responded.
Yes,
We've
Your
read
Honor.
it but not responded.
Oh, I see. Okay. Aren't you supposed to take that off your phone so people don't know when you've read their messages?
When we were dating, I had asked him to
Right. Well, you
reinstall that.
But I'm saying, you take it off your phone, so he doesn't know, and he takes it off his phone, so you don't know. But anyway, I digress. So we go over there. What happens?
I was in a rush and I had to leave in the middle of the party.
Right.
Because I didn't want my stuff to get thrown out onto the street. And so I decided to head straight to her place, and I didn't go back to mine to change because I wanted to get this done quick.
Okay.
And then went into the garage to grab my tools, and I was going to go out through the front entrance to get to my car.
Right.
And when I went to reach for the door, it swung open, and there she was.
Are you in her house?
I was inside the house, yes, ma'am.
And what happened?
I had my Costco groceries in my arms. I opened the door, and there's
a clown.
A clown with a shovel and a pickaxe.
Oh my!
And it's dark out, and I was really, 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 really afraid. And I didn't realize it was him because he had makeup on. And he had.
And what did you do?
I I hit him.
You hit him where?
In the mouth.
She punched me in the face.
Okay, she punched you in the face. $3,000 worth of a punch?
Yes, ma'am.
You have pictures?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see it.
She punched my tooth right out of my head.
Right.
I was spinning and disoriented and
Right.
bleeding
But
everywhere.
It was completely out of fear. It had nothing to do with him or
Right.
my feelings towards him or anything. It was. I thought there was a thief
But
in
you
my house.
punched
Well,
me
let me
in the
ask this
face.
question to you,
Attack me.
Mr. Dalton. She wasn't expecting you to be inside her house.
Well, she
She
had
sure
demanded
wasn't
me to come
expecting
over.
you to be inside her house dressed as a clown.
Honestly, that's kind of badass, girl. Like, that sucks. Getting your tooth punched out of your face. That is awful. Don't wish that on anybody. But if he really was a burglar and a thief, like, she did that. It's kind of badass. Not gonna lie. But honestly, he could have called her. He could have sent her a text. Hey, sorry, I forgot, but I'm on my way. Don't throw my things out. Give her a warning. By the way, I'm dressed as a clown. I know you hate clowns, so maybe just leave my stuff on the porch. But no, he just showed up on Halloween dressed as a killer clown, carrying a shovel. Like, what did you expect, sir? She thought she was doing self-defense. She wasn't actually trying to hurt you.
I just think that what happened, a normal person under the same circumstances probably would have reacted that way, or maybe worse. And I don't think that it was unreasonable for her to believe that her life was in danger. It's unfortunate that this relationship has deteriorated, but you know what? Sometimes people are not meant to be together. What did they used to say? A reason, a season, or a lifetime. Sounds like it was a bit of a reason and a little bit of a season, because he seems to be thriving outside of the relationship. And that's probably because you were disabling him and enabling him by giving him too much. Have you learned anything?
I think I've learned that I can't keep supporting someone if I'm hoping to get support from them.
Right. And saving them, you know? And I can tell you're in a lot of pain. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right.
But there's somebody better for you out there.
I hope
Somebody
so.
who's not clowning around. You know, it'll happen. You have faith that it'll happen. I am predicting in the next few months, if you just open up, forget about the past, open up, be yourself, somebody good is going to enter the door, because the door's open, and keep the door locked at home.
I will now. I definitely will
All right?
now.
I'm ready to roll. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
You know, it really is unfortunate that this couple's relationship kind of withered away, but honestly, just go find someone else. Find someone who has your interests, who doesn't like something that you're actively terrified of. You can love someone, that's fine, but being in a relationship with someone is a whole different story, and I honestly think this is for the best. But I'm curious to know your thoughts on this case. Let me know in the comments down below.